Good evening and welcome to Rewind Video. I'm Rob.
And I'm Bob.
We want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. We're all here in the Rewind Video Theater to celebrate the year in cinema. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
If you're a listener of the Rewind Video podcast, you know that in every episode, we recommend 6 movies tied to a single theme. So you're familiar with the show. Then you also know that in our year-end episode, we like to switch it up just a little bit.
Instead of a staff recommendation shelf, we're taking it a step further and handing out some actual awards.
Welcome to the 2025 Rewindies.
Bob, a lot of our customers have been asking, how can a neighborhood video store put on such a lavish awards show production?
I've been wondering about that myself, especially since I haven't gotten my Christmas bonus yet.
To answer those customers, I have only one word: volume.
I guess that makes sense. You're saying I should talk louder?
Oh no, that's not what I meant. The last thing we need is for the kids in the back row to hear your recommendation for Cannibal Blimp 4.
But it's the best one in the series.
One thing you're guaranteed to get on our staff recommendation shelf is a wide variety of films. Musicals, shoot-'em-ups, coming-of-age teen comedies. We have it all.
Wide variety? Is that the name of the store where you got that belt and shoes combination?
Where did you get that joke? The same dumpster raccoon that sold you your tuxedo?
Rob, have you seen the trophies we're handing out this year?
Honestly, I was running a little late. Just rolled in a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we noticed at rehearsal.
Hey, last I checked, employees of Rewind Video are not subject to late fees.
That's so true. If they were, you might never get a paycheck.
How would I even notice?
The winners of tonight's awards will get one of these beautiful VHS-shaped trophies.
Absolutely stunning. What an honor.
Well, Rob, I think it's time to get down to business and start handing out some of these trophies.
I don't see anyone else here that's going to do it.
Plus, we only have the theater rented for another hour.
That's good. I have a hard out at 10.
I'm not even going to ask.
Should we get this show on the road then?
I would do almost anything to end this conversation.
That makes 2,000 of us. Okay, enough fun for the night.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Bob, why don't you kick us off by handing out the first of the 2025 Rewindies?
I'd be honored. So, Rob, you might remember that last year when we were on this same stage, I presented a Rewindy to the theater industry for gimmicky popcorn buckets.
Yes.
Yeah. And a deserving Rewindy. Yeah. They really went all out.
So many of last year's awards were possibly not deserving.
Yeah, it's true. And the popcorn bucket trend has continued. In fact, I did want to call attention to the fact that this year, A24 has rolled out a giant spherical orange popcorn bucket shaped like a ping pong ball for the Timothée Chalamet movie Marty Supreme. It had no flat bottom, meaning you literally couldn't set it down without it rolling anywhere. A design flaw that fans deemed a feature rather than a bug.
Of course.
But that tells me we've maybe reached the end of popcorn buckets as a thing that needs to be celebrated. Yes. I instead want to give a Rewindy to the same theater industry for giving us a new reason to come and sit in a dark room with strangers and watch a film. And that is D-Box seats.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Please explain this to me further.
So D-Box seats have been around for a while. I've ignored them for as long as they've been available. And essentially, for the uninitiated, these are haptic seats that react to what's happening on the screen. So they rumble, they move side to side, back and forth a little bit. It's not what I thought it was, which is like an amusement park ride. Instead, it's just an extra layer of engagement that makes the movie a little bit more immersive. And I saw 2 movies this year.
Interesting.
In D-Box seats. The first one was F1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. In fact, I was shocked at how great the experience was, because the rumble in the seats would change when the tires in these cars would switch from being on the track to on the shoulder to on like gravel. You could feel the difference. And you spent a lot of time in the cockpit of the cars in this movie. So it was just great. I wouldn't want to see the movie in anything but a D-Box seat.
That makes sense, because that movie seemed like it was designed for an experience like that.
Yes.
In a lot of ways. And I think that's part of some of the weaknesses of the movie. It seems like it was designed around something like this.
Yeah.
But if it's designed for that, it seems like it would be cool to see it like that.
Well, the other movie I saw was Predator Badlands, which is a movie that was not at all designed for D-Box. Nevertheless, they had D-Box integration. And a lot of action in that movie. And, you feel it in the seats when somebody gets punched or slammed up against a boulder.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, was not quite as immersive as F1, but I still loved it.
Wow. This isn't the one that like sprays water at you and stuff?
No. I don't know what that's called, but we're not giving that a rewindy.
Okay. We're giving just like the haptic rumble seats.
Yeah. And just so that I can assure everyone who's in the seats in front of us tonight and maybe at home that this is not an offensive experience. You have 3 levels of haptic sensation you can choose from, and the seats are heated.
That's kind of cool. In the wintertime, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you turn it off? Can you just be like, this isn't for me, and turn it off while you're in the middle of it?
I believe you can.
Okay.
But
because that would be, it's like, if you're not sure, if you're like, I don't know if I like this, that would be kind of suck if you're like 15 minutes in, go like, I can't do this.
True. However, I would make the case, and I think this Rewindy backs me up. There's nobody who would sit in these and think, I don't like this.
Okay. That's quite a claim.
It is quite a claim, yeah. I'm looking forward to more movies in 2026 that get the D-Box treatment. I really hope that you and I get to see one together. And I'd also like to just add that the upcharge for a D-Box seat, at least at our theater, is like $1.50.
Yeah.
It's not like they're
trying to
raking in extra dollars on. I mean, like literally $1.50.
Were you saying the same thing about 3D back in when it was like a big thing?
No,
they were trying to make it a thing.
This is better than 3D.
Yeah.
I don't like 3D.
Yeah, me neither.
I like this.
Yeah. Okay.
D-Box.
I mean, that's
So yeah, I know that you are skeptical, but I hope that my pitch and this Rewindy is maybe convincing you. Or
I'm not entirely skeptical.
Okay.
It's not something I'm like dying to do, but yeah, I would do it. I would go to one of these.
Yeah.
Especially if it was the right movie.
The right movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I bet Twisters was
that
great in
been
D-Box.
great.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopeful for the coming year, and to kick off our show, I am presenting our first Rewindy to D-Box. Jostling seats.
What's the award for? Just being awesome?
The award is for, the theater industry finding new ways to entice us back into the seats. Make a move.
Okay. For my first award, I wanted to start with something that's one of my favorite things about movies, and that's the use of music. We talk about it in almost every episode.
We do.
Whether it's musicals or just live music documentaries or just live music being performed in a movie. It's one of my favorite things. And so this is the award for this year's best use of music. And there were a lot of options, I would say. Questlove directed 2 fabulous musical documentaries, the Sly Stone documentary and the SNL 50th music doc. Sinners was a great music movie. It was rooted in like the history of Delta blues. Had some of the most outstanding music of the year.
I've made the case to people who were uncertain that they wanted to see a vampire movie that this is as much a film about music as it is about vampires. I've compared it to Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Just in the way it celebrates music. You know?
Definitely. But the one that stood out to me and is this year's winner of the best use of music is Weapons. And the song Beware of Darkness by George Harrison. And it's just a song that I've always thought was incredibly cinematic. And there's just a depth to it and a storytelling quality to the music. And I've always thought that it belonged in a movie. You know, it just seemed like, man, if someone could figure out a way to fit this into a movie in a good way. And I think Zach Kreger found a perfect use for it.
He did.
It almost seems like, I don't know, I haven't like read into it. It seems like this whole movie was built around this kind of idea of that song and those kids with the way they're running and holding their arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you can almost start from that vision with that song playing and kind of build the whole movie out of that. It just seemed like it is such a perfect pairing of story and feeling and music and everything together. It's such a great use of that song. That really, like, is one of those things I was like, I never thought someone could capture it so well.
You know, lots to say here. So I love that the Rewindy is going to Weapons. I couldn't agree more that this track is such a great way to start the film. You know, I think when you watch enough movies, you start to hear a lot of the same tracks over and over again in films. And yeah, you know, I can see Freebird playing a part in a bunch of different films. Whatever.
This Weapons would have been so different if it was Freebird.
It would have been. But this is not a song I can remember ever hearing in a film. And I love that he gives us so much of it.
Yeah.
It's a ton of this song.
Yeah, and it's a weird song too. Like it doesn't have the same structure as a lot of songs, I don't think.
No.
It doesn't seem like it is. It does anyway. Yeah, they give us the whole song and it just sets the mood. It just sets the table for the whole movie. And I think it just kind of like gives you everything you need in those first couple of minutes, you know.
I agree. And I remember hearing an interview with Zach Kreger where he talked about just how expensive that song was. And I think that they probably paid more than they expected to, but in his opinion, if I hope I'm not misquoting him, but I think he said that there was no other song that they would even entertain having at the beginning of the film. And maybe that explains why we get a whole lot of this track, but you're right.
I can't imagine it without this song.
No, neither can I.
You know, it's just, I mean, it's my favorite movie of the year so far. You know, I hate to have like a end of year list because, you know, there's so many more movies that I've yet to see from 2025. But so far, it's my top movie of the year. And I literally can't imagine a different song in its place there.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe that we may align on our top movie of the year.
Wow.
Boy.
We'll get together in a few months and we'll compare notes. We'll see where we're at.
I like that idea.
So the Rewindy for the best use of music is going to Weapons and Beware of Darkness by George Harrison.
Brilliant pick. Love this. And from a guy who really understands and appreciates music and film, it's a real honor.
Yes. Maybe the most prestigious Rewindy we've handed out yet.
Yeah, Zach Kreger should feel really, really special about this.
Change his Wikipedia page.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna ask Zach to not get too comfortable in his seat. Because I've got an award that I'm gonna hand out, and he's gonna have to share it with Oz Perkins,
Okay.
who gave us actually 2 movies this year. But the one that I'm calling attention to, along with Weapons, is Oz Perkins' movie Keeper. Now, I want to just make it clear from the get-go that while we both love Weapons, and it very well likely may be the best movie of the year in our opinion, Keeper, horrible movie.
Okay.
Bad. But
Wondering why you hadn't recommended it to me.
yes, yeah. No, I did not think it was good whatsoever. However, there's one thing that these 2 movies do that, in my opinion, is deserving of a rewindy.
Okay.
And that is the use of the phrase, what the fuck, to comedic effect in a horror film. And so let me explain.
Is it the Bob Odenkirk Award?
kind of, sort of. So there's a lot of things that we see characters do in horror movies when they get frightened. We see them scream, we see them yell, we see them hide and run. Mm-hmm. None of those feel especially believable to me when I try to put myself in the role of the characters, especially when we're talking about some of the weird shit that happens in modern horror, which is in its golden age. Mm-hmm. I think that the phrase, what the fuck, is the first thing that would come out of my mouth.
Yes.
And I was delighted to see it happen twice this year. Once in Weapons, when Josh Brolin's character wakes up from a dream and exclaims, what the fuck? And then we have Tatiana Maslany in Oz Perkins' Keeper, who has seen something very strange in front of her, quite creepy, and she says, what the fuck? And I loved it. And so, I don't know.
Is it worth watching the bad movie for?
Nope.
Okay.
No. You're here hearing from me the only redeeming factor of Keeper. I mean, Tatiana Maslany does her best, but not a great film. However, as we continue to just get a flood of great horror movies, I'm thrilled that they're rallying around something that has long been missing from the genre, in my opinion, which is a good old-fashioned what the fuck.
Yeah. Or possibly, God damn it.
God damn it. Yeah. Get some more authentic cursing in horror movies.
Yeah.
So, I know it's unorthodox to award this to 2 people from 2 different movies.
Well, I think you're awarding it to what the fuck.
I am awarding it to what the fuck, and tipping
the
my
what the fuck award goes to what the fuck.
Yes, I'm tipping my cap to Zach Krager and Oz Perkins for understanding that what the fuck needed a place in modern horror.
Well, I think it speaks to like how would we react to things like this that happen in the real world? Characters often like understand what's happening way too fast.
Yeah.
So I think that what the fuck is a big important moment.
It is. It makes it just feel a little bit more believable. It brings me closer to the character.
Yeah.
So long overdue. So I'm giving my second rewindy for this evening to what the fuck.
Okay. Well, for my next award, I'm going to go back to another one that I handed out last year. Mm-hmm. I'm changing up the name. Last year, I called it the trend I could do without. I think I'm going to call it the We've Seen Enough Award.
Oh, okay. No, for those who just need a refresher, I think last year you chose, what is it?
Violent Births.
Violent Births, yeah.
It was just one of those things I was like, you know what? I think we've seen enough violent births in movies.
Right.
Like we can just move on. Like it's fine. I'm not saying you can't have it in your movie. I'm just saying we've seen enough. This year I have a new complaint to lodge.
Okay.
About something that we've seen enough of.
Can't wait.
And it is full frontal male nudity.
Oh.
Yes. And I think this hanging dong has become way too normalized.
Uh-huh.
And I think we've seen enough. Now I understand why we see it, because it kind of started, I want to say like 20 years ago, we started to see a lot of a lot of dong in movies.
Yep.
And it was like done to comedic effect. And I understand the joke that we were all telling that was like, yes, there was a lot of gratuitous female nudity in the 80s and 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. And so like the joke is, wouldn't it be funny if we just showed you dicks, right? Gratuitously, and then and it was funny for a while. We got it. It was a funny joke. And then we just moved on to like, well, let's just show dicks all the time, right? And I feel like there's a lot of gratuitous frontal nudity that doesn't need to be there. And the thing that made me realize it was the movie 28 Years Later.
Oh boy.
Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
That movie is loaded with zombie dong.
Yeah.
There's just dong all over the place. And yeah, like I get it. Like in this world where zombies are running around, like their clothes are going to fall off and they're going to be dongs everywhere. I understand, like you can make a case for it.
Yeah.
But like nobody wants to see that shit. Right?
No, I don't think so.
Like even like, I mean, I don't know. Like, obviously, nobody's attracted, or nobody hopefully is attracted to zombies.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
I think you're getting to like, we don't want to see zombie boobs either.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, I think like even people who are attracted to dongs don't want to see them flopping around all over the place. You know, I think it's not like a thing. People are like, yeah, we want to see that. You know, and like I think we've reached a point where like, yeah, we've seen enough. We get it. Like you can put dongs in movies,
right?
Just like we used to put boobs in movies. Like we get it. And now, like, can we call a truce? Can we just like use it like when it's necessary for the movie? I just think there's too much of it. And honestly, and ironically, 28 Years Later features a violent zombie birth.
It does.
Which you know.
Yeah,
I still love that movie. I think it's one of the year's best, but it does have some stuff that I think I'm like, hey, cool. I think we have seen enough.
Okay. All right. So I'm just looking to unpack this a little bit, and I'm not arguing with you at all.
Which you're not allowed to do on the Rewindies.
Right. Strictly forbidden. I do know that in general, sex and nudity in movies has been on the decline. It seems that the youths of today just don't have as much of an appetite for it as the kids who needed to watch like scrambled HBO in their parents' basement after hours when they were growing up. And so that's been on its way out for a little while. And I wonder if directors are like, okay, well, maybe you're not interested in sex scenes or boobs, but how about dongs? Have you seen a dong lately?
That's the thing. Like they're not featured in a sexy way. I don't think there's not like a sexy way to feature dongs generally, right?
No.
That's the thing. Like you can have like a sexy scene and like see boobs, but like kind of a dude's dick kind of ruins it, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not exactly like the most attractive part of a man.
So I'm like, they're not using them for like sexy effect, right?
No.
It's always used as a joke or as like a, I don't know, as like a
Can you believe
gross
this?
zombie thing.
Yeah, look at
or
this.
like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like it's used for shock, and we're at the point it's like this isn't really shocking anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't shock me with a guy's dick in a movie anymore. I've seen so much of it.
Yeah,
right? Especially after 28 Years Later.
Right.
Almost every scene had zombie dong.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, like I don't want to, like you cannot shock me with this anymore. So I'm kind of done with it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the winner of the trend that we've seen enough of is full frontal nudity.
Full frontal male nudity.
Well, yeah.
Or just full frontal nudity.
Full frontal, or just gratuitous nudity, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
whatever.
All right.
No, actually, I take that back. Just male nudity. I'm okay with.
Duly noted. I do believe that in 2025, you brought at least one movie to the shelf that had some dong in it.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have it. You can't have it in your movies.
Right. Okay. All right.
But I'm saying, I guess, like the shock value effect is gone. Like you can't do it anymore.
Yes. All right.
And also, like 28 years later, like yeah, I get it. 30 minutes of dong flopping is like,
Yeah.
it's just too much.
So is this award for Danny Boyle, or is it just? Are we just saying? Is it for dongs and say like, hey,
Yeah.
take this home, enjoy it, but like, let's not see you for a little while.
Honestly, no one's taking my advice because there is a violent birth in this movie, even though I called that over.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if this award's going to do much good,
Okay.
but we'll see.
Yeah. Hey, I like it. All you can do is try. Wonderful. Well,
Isn't it?
yeah, I'm reaching the halfway point of my Rewindy recipients. This is number 3. I've got 6.
This is exciting.
Yeah, this is exciting. And so I want to say that, and forgive me for, maybe it's just the booze talking, but I can't remember all of my winners from last year, but I want to say that maybe we at least gave a nod to Letterboxd. Am I right?
I'm not sure you are.
Okay. Well, we sure do love Letterboxd on
What
the
does
show.
the audience think?
Tell us. Anyway, we certainly talk a lot about Letterboxd on the show, and we're big fans of the site. Love what they do. There was some news relating to Letterboxd this year that initially had me squirming in my seat because apart from loving Letterboxd, you and I have one job, and it is to stock the staff recommendation shelf
Yes.
at Rewind Video where we work.
It's a full-time
It is a
gig.
full-time gig, and we are doing our part to uphold the video rental business, keep it alive and well for the foreseeable future.
Yes. Not that it needs our help necessarily,
No,
but
it doesn't.
we are
Right.
like taking it to the next level.
We're championing
Yeah.
the cause. And so I was alarmed. My eyebrows did raise when I learned that Letterboxd was getting into the video rental business.
Careful.
I know.
Careful, Letterboxd.
Right. I thought, do you know what you're doing? But when I understood more about what it is that they offered, I thought this is deserving of a rewindy. So, Letterboxd Video Store is a film rental platform that debuted at the end of this year within Letterboxd. It's kind of a curated shelf. Instead of just scrolling endlessly without being able to make up your mind on what to watch, they have pulled together some movies that they think are deserving of people's attention. Feels real familiar, doesn't it?
Sounds kind of familiar.
And if it were only that, I would say, pshaw, we have that.
Yes.
But among their recommendations are movies that have not been able to get distribution. So there's literally no other way to see these films apart from Letterboxd. And I was delighted to see that they have a system for choosing movies beyond just unreleased gems. They have, long watch listed titles that have finally been made available, restorations or rediscoveries that are worth celebrating, limited time drops of sneak peeks and unreleased gems. Is great. And there's not a lot available. And the movies that are within the video store are kind of changing out regularly.
It's a very curated list.
It is.
Things are there for a limited time. They're trying to maybe even in some cases just get some hype so they can possibly get sold or distributed.
Yes. And I applaud that.
Yeah.
So, I while initially skeptical and perhaps a little bit still a little threatened.
I'm not threatened.
Okay.
We're fine.
Okay, good.
We're doing fine.
Yeah, I mean,
What about the world tells you that that a local video store would ever be in danger from any outside forces?
Yeah, especially a streaming
Yeah, especially from a technology platform. No way.
Okay, you're putting me at ease. Thank you. I was worried there. But no, this is definitely not treading on our turf whatsoever.
No way whatsoever.
Yeah. But it is a great cause, and I'm especially excited about some of the picks that they have already made available to people. So I would suggest that if you're looking for something that you can't find at Rewind Video
Which is, in all fairness, almost nothing.
Almost nothing.
But some of these movies haven't yet gone to video yet.
Right,
like, we can't stock it if it hasn't been released.
Right, yeah.
And so that's the beauty of the Letterboxd video store, is that these are things that you can't even find at Rewind Video, which is the greatest video store of all time.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's saying something.
That's saying something huge.
Yeah, and so I think for that very reason, Rob, my third Rewindy for Letterboxd entering the movie rental business is here for the taking.
Fabulous.
Find people at Letterboxd. Come accept.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations. So we talk a lot about how the movie studios have kind of thrown away a lot of their theatrical business, and they aren't doing enough, except for maybe like what you were talking about, the DTX. Is that what it is?
D-Box.
D-Box.
Yeah. Get in the box.
So they're not necessarily doing stuff to like bring in more people, but maybe that's possibly an exception. But maybe like even we're worried about younger generations. Maybe they will like get out of the habit of going to movies, right?
Yep.
But this next award is actually going to go to a box office bright spot.
Ooh.
So if you look at the top of the movie charts, the domestic box office, you'll see, the usual mix of like sequels. You'll see like the IP movies. You're also going to see some like original stuff up there. Like we talked about Weapons and Sinners and One Battled After the Other, which is not technically an original property, but it basically is.
Yep.
But if you actually look at the numbers, you will see that the one thing that stood out to me, at least, was how massive kids' movies are.
Oh, yes.
So I'm giving kids' movies the Rewindies Box Office Bright Spot Award for 2025. If you look at the top 10, you see Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch, Wicked 2, Zootopia 2, and How to Train Your Dragon. Those are all in the top 10. Half of the top 10 is kids' movies. And those are all, if you look at the worldwide box office, all of those movies are in the 500 million to billions of dollars range.
Wow.
And so, like, these movies are huge. Now, part of the reason is because there just aren't a lot of kids' movies. If you're a parent with kids, there's not a ton of stuff. And so when something comes out like Minions or whatever, you're like, fuck, we're going to this movie, right?
Yeah.
But even if you go like further down, like, as much as those like Disney live action movies are, there's really no reason to watch those.
Yeah.
Those all make like $500 to $1 billion, $500 million to $1 billion. Like they are giant hits. And so I think there's a reason to think that future generations are still going to want to go to movies and experience those things. And I think even if you look at something like K-pop Demon Hunters, which was like a huge hit came out for like 2 weeks or something.
But it was originally on Netflix and then went to theaters.
It had already come out, on streaming. And I think that maybe even like says something about like what they can do to the movie business, where it's like where you create the event first and then you put it in theaters and kids just show up, because like this idea that kids don't want to do that is wrong.
Yes.
Right? Like, yes, you have to compete with their phones and you have to compete with streaming and whatever, but like kids still want to do stuff. Now, they're not going to probably ever go to movies as much as like we did in the 90s. That world is gone. But I don't know, man, like all these kids who went to see Minecraft and fucking Zootopia and whatever else came out, like they have those memories associated with the movie theaters already. And so if the movie studios can't figure out a way to, take advantage of this, like what are they even doing?
Well, I love what you're saying, which is let's give kids a reason to go to the theater and develop a love for cinema, and especially not just watching it at home or on a tiny screen. And I want to say that perhaps part of the reason for this is because theaters have decided to turn a blind eye to something that I called attention to last year during the Rewindies, which is people singing in theaters for like the Taylor Swift Eras thing and how AMC wanted to shut that down. But for these kids movies, you know, I mean, the reaction to a particular scene in a Minecraft movie was huge news just because everybody exploded and threw popcorn everywhere and made a giant mess. But it was an experience for these kids. And
guess what? 10, 12-year-old kids, they want to be a part of those things.
They want to be a part of it.
I'm in my 40s. I'm like, I would never want to be that, you know, but like that movie's not for me.
Yeah. And I think with, you know, K-pop Demon Hunters, for instance, I'm fairly certain that a lot of the kids who showed up for that came dressed in character, and you know, it was a cosplay event as much as it was a movie-going event. And to that I say, fine, love it. Make it feel special.
Yeah.
It should feel special. And if that's what it takes, bravo.
Yeah. And even look at something that like is like looks pretty stupid, like those Five Nights at Freddy's movies. And those aren't kids movies, those are a little bit older. But even that is just like, those are still like PG-13. Like they're for teenagers and they're dumb, but like they're huge hits. Like people go to the movie, like people still want to go to the movie theater. And so I think the studios need to figure out a way to take advantage of that instead of just like saying, fuck it, it's not even worth it.
Right.
You know, which it seems like what they've been doing for the last 5 to 10 years.
Yes.
So the award for Box Office Bright Spot goes to kids movies.
And
Congratulations.
This is coming from a guy who loathes cartoons.
I would never watch any of these movies. I'm not planning on seeing any of these movies.
I got a message for these parents. I'm going to say, hey parents, if you're looking to take your kids to one of these kids movies, see if there's a D-Box seat available. Jiggle them around.
I would go see Minecraft in a D-Box.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Wow. What a great award. All right, so my fourth Rewindy is somewhat kind of connected to my last Rewindy because I'm awarding it to a particular movie. And I'm fairly certain that a whole lot of people have not seen this movie because, as of now, it's only available on the Letterboxd video rental store. Yeah. But, and you know, I could have saved this for the staff recommendation shelf, but, you know, we're celebrating 2025, and this was a 2025 movie that got a lot of buzz. It was a directorial debut by Alexander Ulam. 90 minutes long,
weird.
Rob.
Sounds weird.
It might sound weird. 90 minutes long.
Okay.
And it's a movie called It Ends. And I think this was one of the, like, hey, we're making a big deal about unreleased movies with this video rental store because we have It Ends. This movie just never found a distributor.
I think this is on my watch list, actually.
Oh, I hope it is because it's a great film. And I'm not going to spoil anything because I do want people to see this. But I will say it's a hangout horror movie. It's kind of equal parts Breakfast Club and Twilight Zone.
Cool.
And so, I mean, the general, I mean, if I were to give the back of the box, so to speak, it's basically 4 recent college grads pile into a Jeep and decide to go on a late night food run. They miss a turn and find themselves on a 2-lane road that literally never ends. Quite literally never, ever ends. And
I've driven across Kansas multiple times. I know exactly what that feels like.
And so there's some creepy stuff here and some mind-bending plot twists. But it's a really good movie. And from a first-time director, the cast here, unknown, but the chemistry between these kids is great. Most of the time is spent in a car, and, you know, those confined space movies don't always work well, but this one does, and it's just great that this film is finally available to people, and it's easy to get your hands on. The process of renting through the Letterboxd video store, super easy. I'm sure we're going to have this on the shelf
one day.
Yeah, soon. I think
once it's available.
Yeah, I think Neon, the studio Neon, has caught on to the buzz around this.
I gotta say, last year at the Rewindies, I handed out an award for best premise, which I'm not doing that this year, but that is a great premise.
It's a thought-provoking premise, right? Yeah, and it keeps your attention. This movie's quite good. So, in the interest of just not spoiling anything else, I would implore people to give it a shot. It has earned itself a 2025 Rewindy, and that alone should be enough to tell you that it's worth your 90 minutes.
Not many films have earned a Rewindy.
Yes. So my fourth award for a movie that most people couldn't see but now can see is going to It Ends.
Okay. So my next award is another one that's a little bit of a complaint.
Okay.
This one I'm calling the Figure It Out Award. So we're all familiar with buying a new TV, right? You bring it home, you immediately turn off the motion smoothing. But then you have to go in and set it up with all your picture and sound settings.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
And we're not the average television user, I would say, because we have to set up our systems to be calibrated perfectly. Because
color,
we're video store
light,
employees. It's important that we set up our TVs exactly the way they're supposed to be.
Right. I mean, we appreciate D-box seats, so just think about how we care about what's on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we can get pretty granular with the settings. We're trying to optimize our picture for movie watching. But one thing that we learn when we deal with all the movies that we do, which we do, and they're in so many different formats and from so many different companies, and you realize there is no standard. There is not a standard. There is not an optimal setting for your television for one movie to look the same from one format to the next. There isn't a set. Every movie is different. Even if you watch the same movie on two different streaming services, it looks entirely different.
Right.
And there's not a setting on your TV to make things look the way it's supposed to, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, I have gone into the settings on my television. When I got the TV, I set it up the way you're supposed to, the movie settings and the brightness and the tone and whatever. But still, for every movie you watch, you kind of have to sometimes the lighting's fucked up.
Yeah.
Sometimes the shading is different, and you're like, what's going on here?
Right.
And you have to change it. And so what I'm saying to the entire entertainment industry, including TV companies, movie studios, the people who make Blu-rays, everything, figure it out. Get one settings, sure, maybe some people want to turn the brightness up or turn the brightness down or whatever. But what I'm saying is if you are a movie company and you're like, this is what the movie's supposed to look like, right? Which theoretically, every movie company has a copy of the movie, right?
Yeah, they've got the master.
This is what it's supposed to look like, right?
Yeah.
And then they transfer it to a DVD or a Blu-ray or streaming or whatever. How come there's not a setting on TVs that there's just set the way it's supposed to be set, and then they give it to you in the format that it's supposed to be in? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I know.
Why
what
haven't
you're
we
saying.
figured this out?
Now, Rob, I'm just going to try to channel. How did you put it? The entire entertainment industry for a moment.
Yeah.
And react to
Please.
to
I want to hear
what you're
you
putting
try to
out there.
defend this.
What I would say to you is, he's calling attention to the fact that there ought to be a setting that is ideal for movie watching somewhere within your TV, or maybe not even something you have to set. And what he's saying to all of the people who buy our DVDs is to the folks who own their televisions, figure it out. Get in there and diddle with the settings.
What I'm saying is that's not enough.
Well, it was more of a joke because
I've already done the hard work.
The people shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
It should be the entertainment industry.
Right. Also, there should just be a standard, right?
Yeah.
There should be, every TV, when you turn it on, it should be it's on the standard setting, right? And when TVs are on the standard setting, they play the movie as close as that TV is capable to the original vision, or at least whatever the transfer copy of that movie is, right? There should be one setting. Now, if you want to like take your TV and turn the brightness up because your eyes are fucked up or whatever the reason is, like I like it needs to be extra sharp or whatever the reason is, that's fine. But there should just be a setting where it's like, this is the way the TV is supposed to look.
Right.
Right? Like, even TV stations, how come they're not just like, this is the way it's supposed to look? And so every TV should just have the same standard setting to begin with.
Right.
I don't understand why we haven't figured this out. It's 2025.
Yeah, it should be easier. It should be a lot easier.
It shouldn't take any work.
No.
You know,
No.
and I don't know. It seems like it's a problem we should have figured out already, and so it frustrates me.
I would say that we have already done our part as consumers by saying to the entertainment industry, "Hey, want to watch your movie?"
Yeah.
In return, they should be like, "Hey, we're going to make it easy for you."
Right. Part of this is because we're big movie nerds, right?
We do like...
And most people, they're like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Right? They're like, whatever. What do you mean the shading's wrong?
Yeah.
You know, or whatever.
Just show me Tom Cruise running fast.
It's the same people who are like, why do you need letterbox stuff? Like, why can't it doesn't fill up the whole screen back when TVs were square? And it's like, okay, like most people don't care. That's the problem. But
Right.
I don't know. It's a problem we should have figured out. So I'm giving the Figure It Out award to everybody.
Okay.
About picture settings.
Boy, you know, I'm ready for the industry to start listening to you. When it comes to violent births, dong, and figuring it out as it relates to picture settings, be nice to just be in a better place.
Yeah, that's why everybody should share this podcast with their friends.
Yeah, share
Eventually,
with your friends.
It'll get up the chain.
Can't argue with you, Rob. I just want to watch the movie the way it's meant to be seen, and I don't want to have to get into a settings menu. So thank you for handing that Rewindy out.
You're welcome, Hollywood.
All right, so with my fifth Rewindy, I am returning to a topic that I brought up last year, and it's a topic that's near and dear to both of us, which is taglines.
Yes.
So I have plucked what I feel to be 2025's most noteworthy taglines. And so...
Not best, most noteworthy.
Most noteworthy, okay. Yeah. They, I think they're pretty terrific, but there's one, we'll get to it.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so tagline writers, all 6 of you out there, pay attention because this is, we love talking about taglines and I feel that we're experts on this, so... Here are some of the ones that deserve some extra attention and perhaps a rewindy for being great. So, first one on the list is in no particular order. 28 years later, time didn't heal anything.
Nice.
Pretty good.
I kind of feel like they could have got some dong in there.
Time didn't heal anything. Here's some dong.
Here's some dong.
I'm going to get back on Oz Perkins' good side by acknowledging the tagline for his other 2025 movie, which was The Monkey. And the tagline for that was, everybody dies. And that's fucked up.
That's good.
Which is great. Yeah. Eddington. Hindsight is 2020. Which is special when you consider that this is a movie about something that happened in 2020.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Hindsight is 2020.
It's clever.
Yeah.
It's clever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
Yeah. No.
I'm skeptical.
I haven't either, but I know enough to acknowledge that they were that wasn't the first draft.
Now you're an Ari Aster guy.
I am.
So defend the fact that you haven't seen this movie yet.
Well, I was a little perturbed that after Midsommar and Hereditary, it seemed like the man only knew how to tell stories about grief.
Right.
And then Beau is Afraid definitely feels like it's got a grief component. So I said, Ari Aster, you're in timeout.
Okay.
And
so you're just taking some time.
Yeah. I'm gonna come back to Eddington. I'm definitely gonna give it a watch, but I just need to give the man a break a little bit. Hope he notices that I haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, again, like, recommend this podcast to your friends. Eventually, it will get to Ari Aster.
Please do. So, but I am giving him a nod for Hindsight is 2020. Frankenstein. Only monsters play God.
Okay.
This one I think is really special. Friendship. Men shouldn't have friends.
That's a delightful movie. It's a delightful tagline.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm giving an honorable mention to War of the Worlds.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. Wait till you hear the tagline. The tagline is, "It's worse than you think."
Yeah, I knew that one. That one is it's not even close. The best tagline of the year. Maybe the best tagline of all time.
Yes. Yeah.
It is epically good.
It's so good because the movie is so bad.
It's so bad.
And the tagline inadvertently acknowledges.
Maybe not inadvertently.
Maybe not.
I guess that movie had sat on the shelf for a long time, too. Which tells me... It was
filmed during COVID, right?
Yes, which tells me they knew exactly how bad it was when they wrote that tagline. Which that's one of those things, like, even if it wasn't intentional, like, even if it's unintentional or intentional, fucking fantastic.
It's worse than you think.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we love taglines here on the show, and my fifth Rewindy goes to the taglines that deserve some extra attention.
Can't believe you gave the honorable mention to the best tagline of all time.
Yeah, maybe it deserves the top. Maybe it deserves the Rewindy, and all the other ones are honorable mentions.
So some things we think we can't live without, but then after they're gone for a while, we don't even notice their absence. And in that spirit, I'm giving the Out of Sight, Out of Mind award to Star Wars movies. So Rise of Skywalker from 2019, that was so bad and such a disaster that it seems to have effectively ended the most successful movie franchise in world history. I mean, maybe rightfully so. It's been 6 years, it's going to be 7 years pretty soon by the time the next one comes out. And like the next Star Wars movie is just a rehash of a TV show.
Yep.
So we live in a world now where like the idea of an important Star Wars movie is like completely like there's this inconceivable.
It's not an event.
It's not only is it not an event, like I can't even imagine what an important Star Wars movie would be in 2025, 2026, 2027. Like,
no.
Who even cares? Like the movies we know about are just like The Mandalorian, which is just a TV show, you know?
Yeah.
Star Wars as a TV property is probably like not really what Disney had in mind when they were buying this. And like, I don't even know that it's a TV property anymore.
I mean, they definitely released some seasons and some series in the last couple years, including 2025. But yeah, I don't know that it's, it has the cachet it once did. No, it just doesn't.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Like Andor was a big critical success.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it was like that much of a hit. Like I think it was very expensive, and I don't think a lot of people watched it. And so like I don't know. I think I've come to a place where I just accept that we live in a world where like Star Wars kind of doesn't matter.
And
like,
you're excited about that?
I'm just saying that like out of sight, out of mind. I'm almost to the point where I'm like, who cares? You know, like they've taken Star Wars and turned it into a thing where it's like I don't like. What could they possibly do that like who you know like who's excited about stuff in this universe anymore?
Well, I agree with all that. What I am excited about as it relates to this Rewindy is that we have turned a corner from Hollywood just force feeding us sequel after sequel, big franchise after big franchise, superhero movie after superhero movie, Star Wars movie after Star Wars movie. And that's not to say we don't get them anymore. There were definitely a couple superhero movies this year. There were definitely sequels. We got another Jurassic World movie, but it's not at the pace that it was just a couple years ago. Right. And fuck, that's great.
I think you're right that it's a good thing.
Yeah.
That this has happened to Marvel and Star Wars.
Yeah.
But also, you know, you look at it like when Disney's like, yeah, we're going to put out a Star Wars movie every 12 to 18 months, and we're just going to keep doing that forever. Yeah. I was like, yeah, fine. Like, that's okay with me. Like, eventually some of them are going to be good. But they had no plan.
No.
They didn't even have a plan within the series, like within the trilogy. They're like, we'll just figure it out as we go. It's like, no, what are you talking about? This started 50 years ago, and you're just going to be like, yeah, whatever. And like, they fucked it up so bad that it basically was just like, well, that's the end of that. You know, and now they're like, what do we do now? And now they're just trying stuff, and we'll see. Like, maybe there'll be some good stuff. But I guess I'm just saying that, like, maybe there will be some Star Wars stuff in the future, but like, we're at a point right now where it's just like, yeah, I guess we'll see if it happens, but like, who cares?
So I'm going to say something controversial, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me. I know that there's a lot of people who won't, and maybe this will encourage folks to recommend this podcast to a friend so that they can hear this hot take. I've probably mentioned it before, but right. I'm of a mind that Star Wars: The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie.
Wow.
And had they just continued down the path that Rian Johnson began paving, we would be in a place where Star Wars movies were still event-worthy cinema today. Now, I'm not advocating for more movies than we currently have, but Rian Johnson made some big, bold swipes at the universe, and J.J. Abrams just kind of retconned most of it and brought us back to this safe place that ultimately just isn't good cinema. Yeah. So I wish we were in a different world than we are with Star Wars, but you kind of said it. I hope that we get a good one eventually.
Yeah. I think like The Last Jedi is it's a very good Star Wars movie, but I think because of The Rise of Skywalker, like, it was basically rendered irrelevant. You know, it doesn't mean anything.
Completely.
It has no meaning, and it's a good movie by itself. Within like, but like the last trilogy, like, it doesn't, like, there's like, what even was that all about? Like, nobody can say. Like, nobody has any idea. Like, how did it start? How did it end? Like, whatever. And so, like, you can be like, oh, the middle's fine, but like, I don't know. Like, there's almost no story that's being told, and so you have this good movie in the middle. It's like, well, what's even happening?
I'm sure there are a lot of people who think, well, if The Last Jedi didn't fuck everything up and steer us off course to the point where Ryan or J.J. Abrams needed to kind of course correct for us, we'd be in a much better place. But I'm of an opposite mind that, like, no, we should have just continued down that Last Jedi path. And yeah, who knows? Who knows where Star Wars is headed? I hope that it's back to a good place. I hope that there's a time in the future where I'm excited about a Star Wars movie. Yeah. I know I'm not excited about Mandalorian and Grogu.
Here's some advice. Like, come up with a story to tell and then write some scripts that, like, tell that story, which they didn't do last time.
No, that is great advice.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've already
recommend this podcast to a friend.
Recommend this podcast to a friend, because I've already gone on record and said that the next thing that they need to do with Jurassic Park is take the dinosaurs to space. And so maybe I can come up with something for Star Wars.
Badass.
Yeah.
Because actually, the last Jurassic Park movie that came out this year, I was. It's not amazing, but like, I was a fan of it. It did the job.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it did the thing that I want Jurassic Park movies to do, which is just be a junky dinosaur movie. Like, I don't need, like,
yes.
Stop trying to be a Spielberg movie. If Spielberg's not directing it, this ain't a Spielberg movie.
I could not agree more.
Just show me some junky, dinosaur stuff in space. Love it.
Yes.
So,
all right.
Anyway, so I'm giving the Out of Sight, Out of Mind award to Star Wars.
Well, Rob, I know we didn't talk about the recipients to the Rewindies in advance, and how could we? Because I mean, these are kept secret.
Yes, they were locked away in a safe.
Yeah.
Separate saves.
But I feel like we're kind of in sync with how we're doling these out tonight, and my final Rewindy has something in common with where you just left off. And so I don't know if this Rewindy goes to the corner that we've turned, or if it goes to Jason Statham, or if it goes to the term competence porn, which is something that I encountered when I was researching this. But
now, clearly, that would be something you would use to describe the Rewind Video podcast.
Right? Yes, competence porn. Yes.
Yes.
So what I'm doing here is I'm awarding my final Rewindy to the movie A Working Man.
Okay.
Right? So for those who don't know, this is a Jason Statham movie that was released this year. It did great at the box office. It made like well over $100 million, which doesn't sound like a ton, especially when we're talking about Star Wars movies and stuff. But for what this was,
yes,
$100 million was great. And it was actually filmed, finished, and ready to go out the door in mid-2024. But there was a fight between the studio, Jason Statham, and the director, David Ayer, who incidentally also directed Statham in The Beekeeper.
Yes, fantastic movie.
Fantastic movie. And the crux of the debate was the studio wanted to just dump this onto a streaming platform. Statham and Ayer were like, no. People deserve to see Jason Statham kicking ass on a big screen.
Yes.
And yeah, they just argued and it kept this movie from being released last year, but it did make it into theaters and it did really well. Interestingly, Sylvester Stallone wrote the screenplay for this. Yeah.
I know that.
And so this is like, there's just some interesting stuff going on here. Now, I'm going to give folks the back of the box just so they know. Jason Statham plays Levon Cade, a former Black Ops counterterrorism agent who leaves the life to work in construction and be a good father. When his boss's daughter vanishes, he uses his quote-unquote trade skills to get her back. This is a Jason Statham movie to the nth degree.
This is a Jason Statham movie distilled to its purest form.
Yes.
Even like, it's just, what job should he have? Just, I don't know, working man.
Working man.
He works. Yeah. That's his job. He's working.
Whatever a man would do before arriving at drinking retirement, which we know that Jason Statham is also good at.
Generally, I don't know, working.
Right? Yeah.
Before he retires, he works.
Yeah. This was originally called Levon's Trade, but then they just decided to call it A Working Man, which is, I mean, A Working Man, as generic as it is, better.
Yeah, Levon's Trade is not a good title.
And yeah, so competence porn was a phrase that emerged after this was released because people were like, this is what I want. I just want an old-fashioned Jason Statham movie instead of some fucking Marvel bullshit where I need to watch like 12 TV shows and twice as many movies in order to make sense of what's happening. Just, I want to go in not knowing anything and come out still not knowing anything.
Show me a guy with a job that like does work.
Yeah,
and then he beats some dudes up.
Exactly. There's a scene in this where Statham uses a nail gun and a bag of dry concrete to disable a room of bad guys. And what else do you need?
What do you need?
What else do you need?
I will say this is not quite up to Beekeeper standards.
It's not.
It doesn't have the same level of panache that the Beekeeper has.
It does not.
But it is. It's a satisfying Jason Statham action movie.
Yeah, there's not a mythology here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if this is a sign of maybe what we need to be getting back to in Hollywood, I'm all for it. There's a place for big franchise tentpole films, 4th of July, summer blockbusters. Yes, give me those.
Give
but don't
people a
fill
reason
the calendar
to go to a movie theater.
Yeah,
You know, like
absolutely.
Is a 3-star Jason Statham movie going to be the movie of the summer?
Nope.
No.
No.
Is it going to make $100 million at the box office? It might.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It's like a Gerard Butler movie or something. It comes out in the middle of January and there's nothing else to see. People will go see it. People want to go see Plane.
Yeah. People want to see Den of Thieves 2, Pantera, which I think is a Gerard Butler movie that came out in January, and we saw it together.
We saw it in January.
Yes.
But like that's what movie theaters are for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so
figure it out.
Figure it out.
Handing a lot of figure it out awards.
A lot of figure it out awards. But yeah, I don't want people to misinterpret this. This is a 3-star movie. It's just a competent Jason Statham movie. If that's what you're interested in, you're going to be fulfilled.
Yes.
But yeah, I know that there's a lot of talk right now about, well, what's next if superhero movies aren't getting people into seats and, big sequels aren't getting into people's seats? Is it going to be legacy sequels where we bring an old person back from a movie that you haven't thought about in 30 years and make a sequel to that? Like we're getting Goonies 2 next year?
Yeah.
Like, I know that Hollywood is searching for the next thing, but maybe you don't need one thing. You just need
a bunch of stuff.
You need variety.
Like they used to do. Like I think, okay, so we've given Hollywood a lot of ideas.
We have.
Here's one.
We're very good at this.
Here's one. You know how Blumhouse was just like, we're going to spend $5 million a movie and just make a bunch of different horror movies, right?
Yes.
And like some of them became huge hits and they became a giant successful like production house based on that, right?
Yes.
So like we're not going to spend a lot of money. We're just going to try a bunch of stuff with talented people on the cheap and just do that. And eventually we're going to make some stuff that becomes a hit.
Yes.
Somebody should do that with like adult thrillers. Right? Like some company should produce 5 thrillers a year, spend $4 million, have like whatever like the B version of Gerard Butler. You know what I mean? Just like somebody make these movies, put them in theaters with like outrageous premises or whatever. Like, it's a lawyer who decides to kill his wife and whatever it is. Somebody should just start making those and put them in theaters and see if it works.
Yes, I agree with you. Blumhouse was onto something good.
Yeah.
More studios should take a cue. Can I give out an honorary rewindy to Blumhouse?
Sure.
And this is pure.
Is that okay with the audience?
Yeah. Audience?
Yep.
All right.
Okay with it.
All right with it. This wasn't planned, but you mentioning Blumhouse reminded me of something that I think is great, which is they developed an Oculus Quest app, which lets you watch Blumhouse movies while wearing your Quest in 3D, and then around the screen there are things that react kind of like a D-box seat to what's happening on the screen. So it's just a more immersive way to watch a horror movie. And I tried it out. I watched Megan 2.0 this way, and I was super impressed. Now you can only rent these movies through the app. You can't buy them, but the experience is really exciting. And again, if we're just giving people more ways to enjoy movies, then so be it. And that's awesome. So honorary rewindy to Blumhouse for their Quest app.
Okay. Well, to close this out, I'm going to do something a little unconventional.
Okay.
Now, generally, it's not good form to give yourself an award. And that's not what I'm doing here, not exactly.
Okay.
But I did want to bring attention to what I'm calling the concept of the year. In this world dominated by advertising, algorithms, and AI, it's hard to know how much of your entertainment choices are yours or are being made for you. And big companies and powerful forces want to be the ones to decide what you're watching and when.
That's true.
And because of that, I'm naming as the concept of the year recommendations.
Yes. I love it.
I think it's more important than ever to get curated entertainment choices.
Yes.
And from actual human recommendation.
Yeah.
And so librarians, music nerds, and yes, video store clerks are some of the most important people we have in society. And I think it's time that we recognize that.
Yes. I couldn't agree with you more, Rob.
Because algorithms aren't doing the job.
Listen, you can go on to ChatGPT or Gemini and ask it for some recommendations, and it's going to scour the entire internet and use what weird stuff that it knows about you from your phone being on all the time and a microphone just feeding it things to give some recommendations that it thinks is right. But they're not as good
at it
as what a human being would offer.
And because they don't know anything, right? Like they don't know. The AI doesn't know anything, right? Like it's just like it's a prediction engine.
Yeah, it's just a tool that grabs things from places and puts it in front of you.
None of it means anything.
Right. And part of the joy of a recommendation, including the ones that we offer, is that you might disagree with them.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Right at this table.
Yeah.
Or no, we're on stage, of course.
Right, yes.
It happens all the time. Of course. It happens all the time on this podcast.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a reason that we exist, and it's because you can't trust a robot. You can't trust a chat bot to give you a recommendation.
No,
you can't. And when a recommendation is wrong, like, what are you going to do? Go back and be like, this is why I thought it was wrong. The robot doesn't give a fuck what your opinion about it was.
Yeah.
You can't be like, here's why I didn't like it. And, and like even like the idea of, this is not exactly related, but the idea of, you just have an AI and you'll type in like what you want to see and like it'll spit out a movie that's exactly what you asked for. Like, why the fuck would anybody want that? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think that AI has commoditized recommendations, and it shouldn't be something that doesn't feel special when you get it.
Right.
And I have a whole note on my phone, which is just recommendations. And oftentimes I'm bad at giving the right amount of context in that note. So I'll look at it and be like, is this a restaurant? Is this a movie? Is this a band?
You should have multiple notes. This is easy.
Yeah, this is easy.
The problem has been solved.
But it's important enough to me to have this note because when somebody recommends something to me, it feels personal, and I know that they have an attachment to whatever it is that they're recommending, and so it deserves my attention, and we should preserve that.
Yes, and I think it's important to have in your life.
It is,
and I'm happy to say that we're here for that.
That's
why we exist. The staff recommendation shelf is very popular for a reason.
Right.
So, I'm giving the award for concept of the year to recommendation.
This is my favorite Rewindy.
The best of all time.
Well, it looks like the awards bucket is officially empty, so that means we've reached the end of the 2025 Rewindies.
Plus, I can hear your ankle braces going off. Are you sure you're allowed to be doing this?
Hey, I'm not the one who had to get special permission from the city to work in this theater.
I'm allowed to work wherever I want, just as long as it's not within 500 yards of a vape shop.
Wow, what a night.
A fabulous evening for all the winners, and for the movies,
and for our customers, and for video stores everywhere.
Big thank you to everyone for being here tonight. And don't forget to check out our regular episodes every other Thursday.
Visit us online anytime at rewindvideopod.com, and please be kind, recommend, and hail Satan!